guys, it's Sprout here, and welcome back to my horse stable adventure vlog. We are doing episode 3 of the Mustang Makeover that is being hosted by Silver Strides Academy. So I'm going to start by reading the prompt because we have prompts every week that we are following, and because, you know, the trainers there, specifically Foxer, is helping teach us how to take a horse, you know, like from the wild and kind of the whole process into hopefully riding one day. So this prompt is specifically about leading the horses. They finally are starting to get used to the halters and responding to pressure on lead. We can start to brush them and enjoy their presence more. However, while wearing the halter is fun and being able to step for you is good, there's also more. Every horse should know how to lead beside a human in various types of maneuvers. So this is like going forward, going back, and then eventually kind of being able to stay still. But yeah, asking them to walk forward, apply gentle pressure to the base of the lead, and take a step forward beside them, leaving a longer length of rope so they have room to follow without being dragged. When they take a step, reward them. Gradually increase the steps and avoid looking back behind them. Keep your chest forward and your direction you are going to move. And forward direction. Okay, so this is what we decided to do. We're gonna do like a voiceover and try to include some photos where I took them. It's been about a week of halter training, and she has been very calm and willing to accept it. And by she, I mean Mystic, our mare. She's actually a piebald Mustang mare, which is really cool. She was number 1. Feel free to watch the past videos if you want to like get her full backstory. But we started her on halter training. She wears around the pasture, acts like normal. We've done a little bit of lead rope desensitizing, but no full actual leading until now. While checking her out and bringing her a peppermint, her favorite treat, I noticed a few little bumps on her front legs as I got closer, and it seemed to be like it was really irritated because she kept nibbling at them. Worried that it could be more serious, I decided to move her into a smaller pen so I could call one of the more experienced stable managers to check it out, take a picture, you know, see if we need to get a vet involved or if it's just like a normal horse life scratch. I reached into my pocket and pulled out a peppermint, breaking it in half and slowly luring her over to the fence where I held the halter rope and the halter itself. Fitting the halter on her was something we'd both gotten really used to, so there was no trouble there. However, attaching the lead caused her to huff a bit, but I managed to pat her side and calm her down. This pen is not that far, Mystic. I will just be leading you like one of our normal walks. It's just going to be a bit longer because we've done a little bit of leading around the inside of the paddock, but we have not done anything outside, and I was very scared that if she decided she wanted to bolt, I am not large enough to physically hold on and stop her, and then I was alone and I was worried, but I said, you know what? We got this. We have to be confident. I had faith in our bond. The gate opening was a little loud, but thankfully it startled me more than her. And once I got her out and the gate was shut behind, it felt like it was not so bad. We had gotten past the first hurdle. We were walking down the cobblestone path. The smaller pen really was only maybe 50 feet on the other side. However, there was a bit of a hole that needed us to walk around, but I didn't notice till too late, so I stopped her. I whoaed, I turned in front, I stopped her, and then I got her to back up. I put a little bit of pressure and kind of like, you know, held onto the rope, and she did good. She backed up. I was very nervous, but everything was fine. I turned back forward to face where we were going and let a little bit of the rope have some slack, walked forward, and she moved next to me, which was great. We got her into the pen, I unhooked her, and the lead rope kind of slipped a little bit and made like a sound, and she spooked just a tiny bit, but not so much, and she kind of just went off into this little smaller pen by herself, and that way I could try to get somewhat of a photo once she was calmed, and I did later manage to take that photo. So hopefully we will hear from the vet soon, because I'm really worried. But I'm going to stop this one here, and then I'm probably going to include the next one as a part of this one. So we're just going to do a little time skip. Okay, so where did we left off? Okay, it was the night before. I sent the email to the vet because that's what I was told to do, and so it was the next day I got an email back, and this is what it said. It sounds like a minor scrape, especially if there's no swelling, heat, or lameness. Gently rinse it with clean water or saline, pat it dry, and apply a thin layer of equine-safe antiseptic or wound ointment, which we did have. Try to keep the leg clean and discourage rubbing, since itching may be a part of the healing process. I was so relieved, which meant that it was something too bad, but I still need to try to get her to stand still so I could clean her leg and such. And while she was calmer than a lot of the other Mustangs, she was still wild, for the most part. She was in her captivity. I guess it was a rescue before we got her for about a year, but she is still very, still definitely has a wild streak. But I had my secret weapon in my pocket, which was a peppermint. I made my way over to the small holding pen where Mystic was, and right away she noticed me and trotted over to the gate. It was very wholesome. She was really unbothered by the loud creak of the gate. Getting her halter on was no problem, and we used a rope to latch it. Easy. I led her over to the fence, and on this fence specifically was a little loop. But on this loop was twine that I was going to attach it to. And the purpose for this is that if she pulled away, it would snap and she could just go and not gonna injure herself. Because I don't want her to get scared and then injure herself or think that she doesn't have any say in anything. And I know that people might have different opinions, but this is the way the instructor is doing it, Also, I do not necessarily do any of this because you're watching. This is all just from my personal experience. Okay, anyway, I got off topic. So I get her tied up to the twine, but she got closer, but then I think she kind of sniffed on the little ring thing and it made a sound and she pulled back. And I just let her go. It snapped the twine, and I let her kind of walk it off a little bit. Eventually, after a while, she did come back. I pulled out the peppermint, and I think she could smell it. And so, I kind of kept luring her closer and closer, and I gave her time to really sniff the little ring, and I lifted it up, and she seemed not as worried about it. So I was able to latch it on. I gave her the peppermint. She was chewing on it, really happy. And once I let her just kind of stand there for a little bit, I got closer, I patted her, and I actually got her to move forward a few more steps, which is great. And then I just had her stay there, and I started to pull out some of the wet rag I had. I brought a little bucket of my supplies, and everything went well. She didn't really care of me touching her legs too much. We haven't worked on lifting them or any hoof stuff, but I hope that comes very soon. I'm sure someone probably has, I would imagine, because going from the wild, I imagine that their hooves were probably not in the best condition. But once I got her leg cleaned and the ointment put on, she was standing really good. And thankfully someone had left a little grooming bag out that was attached to the fence. So I was able to grab it and give her a little grooming session, get a few of the tangles out of her mane. I got her body brushed down, and she looks so cute. Not that she didn't look cute before, but seeing her more clean and shiny was amazing. Even though I knew she would probably roll immediately after and get dirty again. That's okay. We're building, repetition and bonding and trust. And so after I groomed her, I let her go and took the halter off and just, let her have her time out there. I would be keeping a very close eye because I want to make sure it heals and she's not nibbling at it. But yeah, that's our episode so far. I think we've come pretty far, but we still got a very long way to go. And I hope you guys are enjoying this series. If you are, leave a comment, follow, like, all that stuff. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye!